Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss an essay on the pleasure of no longer being very young by J.K. Chesterton. This essay is included in your BA part second paper. Before going to the essay, we will have a short introduction of the author G.K. Chesterton. Full name of G.K. Chesterton was Gilbert Keith Chesterton. He was born in 1874 and died in 1936. He was an English poet, philosopher, dramatist, essayist, journalist, orator, literary and art critic. He was born in a middle class family in Kensington, London. He was educated at St. Paul's School. He started his career as a reviewer of art books. He wrote around 80 books, several hundred poems, about 200 short stories, 4,000 essays and several plays. His famous collection of essays include Tremendous Trifles, A Shilling for My Thoughts, and All Things Considered. His father, Brown Mystery Stories, written between 1911 and 1936, are still being read and adapted for television. He was very proficient with literary and social criticism, history, politics, economics, philosophy, and theology. His style is witty, consistent, and extremely paradoxical. The present essay, when you will go through the present essay, you will realize that the whole essay is strewn with different types of paradoxes. He is often referred to as the Prince of Paradox because his essays contain elements of paradox, parable, and allegory used to illustrate certain spiritual truths. Chesterton was felicitated with knighthood with Star of the Papal Order of Saint Gregory the Great by Pope Pius XI. His major works include Charles Dickens, A Critical Study, Biography for Beginners, and A Man Who Was Thursday. Now come to the essay. Summary and analysis of the essay on the pleasure of no longer being very young. This essay has been taken from his collections of essays, All is Grist. This essay analyzes the advantages of old age. Chesterton highlights the positive side of old age. With the help of humor, paradox, and frequent allusions, getting old is a universal experience. It is presented as a universal experience. This experience can tell us the relevance of traditions in the ever-changing modern world. This essay was written after the Great Economic Depression in the 1930s, when the new industrial economies have completely collapsed and modern man had learned a lesson of being too proud of his knowledge. According to Chesterton, people look at the advantages of old age in a sentimental way. All old men are supposed to be happy and kind like Santa Claus and wise like the Nestor king of Pylos in Greek mythology. Young men do not believe that old age is actually enjoyable, but old age is the time to be openly adventurous and romantic according to Chesterton. Old people know that they are not aware of many new things, but they are happy in their fool's paradise as they can go on bearing new things. Whereas young, it is difficult for young men to bear new things, to tolerate new things. The real advantages of old age described by the author present almost a kind of comic contradiction. The real advantage that Chesterton attaches with old age is that many things seem to be growing young, fresh and livelier in old age. Young men think that traditions and customs are outdated and useless, while old people begin to see the significance in a large number of traditions, institutions and maxims. Old people, with all their experience, realize the traditions are not outdated. They are practically useful. So they have continued to survive through centuries. In Chesterton's words, traditions are true and therefore alive. Indeed, a tradition is not even traditional except when it is alive. Chesterton states that proverbs are repeatedly used because they are practical. This is best understood in the old age. Old people realizes the importance of proverbs. Proverbs like fortune is fickle, riches take to themselves wings and fly, power can depart suddenly from the powerful sounded stale and made no appeal to reason to people in their young age. Proverbs and human history offers us practical wisdom, but people fail to understand that wisdom in young age. According to Chesterton, but after the instances of America's downfall, Wolsey's denigration, fall of Napoleon, disintegration of the Roman and Spanish Empire, the truth of these proverbs appear to dawn on a person in old age. In old age, a person realizes the real meaning of these proverbs. Chesterton also highlights another paradox of that kind by stating that it is not the young people who realize modernity. For the young, new things are always in the background of their lives, which is why they do not realize what is exactly new. It is the old who can understand the transition and the real meaning of modernity, because old people have the experience of the old things, so they can better understand the difference between the old and the new. The writer gives an interesting analogy here. We cannot feel the rotation of the earth because we have never experienced a situation when the earth did not rotate. If the earth stops its rotation and starts moving in the opposite direction, then only we will understand how it feels when the earth rotates. Old people can also understand if a new thing is really new or a comeback of old things, because they have experience. If someone says that these days people don't go to the church and so the village church would be replaced with a chemical factory, the oldest villager would say that in his childhood even fewer people went to church. So it did happen in past also. Similarly, young people say that the modern world does not believe in the supernatural, but earlier no educated villager believed in ghosts, whereas a modern scientist like Sir Oliver Lodge conducts conducts research in parapsychology and paranormal activities. So here the paradox is conspicuous. Conclusion. To infer or conclude, we come to the point that this essay discusses the eternal conflict between the old and the new from a realistic and practical point of view. Chesterton presents a practical advantage of getting old. The tone is scholarly as the writer proves his arguments with classic, biblical, historical, and literary allusions. He points out many funny details of common life. Paradox and wordplay brings gentle humor to the essay. Chesterton's paradoxical style is remarkable in the essay. Thank you.